How you doing? I'm Buddy Lee. I'm a United States Marine Corps Raider. 3 tours to Iraq. I build video games. I'm an author, and I like to play music uh, and cook. I'm a fat kid, so I just like to have a good old time. Live down here in the dirty South, so we like to cook,
Yeah.
buy things, and good old time.
Well, first off, thank you for your service. And where you from? You say you're in the dirty South. Where you at?
San Antonio areas
Okay, all
out here
right.
in the hill country.
Ah,
Spent a lot of time over by Louisiana and other places.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm from Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly where we at. You build video games and stuff. How did you get started with video games? Obviously, I'm sure that was either had to have been something you done, before your military as far as video games, and then obviously after, like where did video games fit into all that?
I got a unique story. I actually was severely abused and trafficked as a kid.
Okay.
Horrible childhood. When I'm 46 years old, I had a really nice aunt, and she bought me a Nintendo before they came out in the US. I had a cousin overseas, and he somehow, I guess the story is because I was too little to remember.
Yeah.
But I got a Nintendo, and I got an extra game called Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like a year, maybe it was a year later, but we only had back then, they had like 1 or 2 games. It ain't like these kids today that are complaining. I only got 234 Steam games, Mom. I need 15 more. And joined the Marine Corps, didn't do anything with game dev. I always thought, you know what? It's too much. It's too big. It's too hard. So I joined the Marine Corps instead of building games. I always wanted to, but so I joined the military. I got severely wounded, got shot in the face above the right eye, through the
Mm,
jaw.
wow.
Come home and made a plan to commit suicide. And about 4 years ago, I was in a rehab center for traumatic brain injury
Mm-hmm.
and post-traumatic stress disorder. I finally decided to get help, which is probably the most important thing as a veteran I can say on here. Go out and get help. Just go get help. Dig in. And I started having dreams of the childhood, event that took place that stole my innocence. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this didn't happen. And we found out it really did. I really was molested as a kid severely. Um, and I was in this therapy program, and I started writing this book. And I was going to write it about me. And I don't know if you see those movies where you have paper all around you
Yeah.
wadded up. That was me, bro. I was like, dude, I'm going to get this on. This is going to be easy. I'm going to slam dunk this book. I'm an English major. This is easy. And I was like, dude, because it's too hard sometimes to talk about it. So I started, and I took my story, and what I started doing is I started fictionalize it as 6 kids. I took 6 kids and I fictionalized it in different areas, 3 boys and 3 girls. And I did it a little different, and all their abuses they went through. And they start heading up to this area in Texas. All high school kids do. They go to their end of summer parties and
Mm-hmm.
have a good time. And they decide to go splunking, and they go through a cave, and they come out, and it's like, where the hell are we at? The stars are different. Next thing you know, they're in another like realm when a dude comes up and says the sword belted on. And they're like, hey, what part of Texas are you from, y'all? And the guy's like, yo, dude, it's not like this, bro. And I wrote this book called The Sword of Autumn. So I started putting that in a video game, and I started studying it. And I'm going to tell you, you don't need a degree to build video games. Most of us guys that are devs are smart as a rock. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the dumbest people I've ever met are game devs. So if you're really smart and really computer savvy, you may be too smart to build video games. I mean, literally, they have it now where you can use AI to do code. So there's so many solo developers like me. I was in this, like I said, in the therapy program, and I decided to get help. And I was like, I can do this. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna get all preachy, but the Bible says I can do all things through Jesus Christ who saves me. And I was like, I can do all things, but video games is too big. I just felt like God telling me, you're an idiot. You're not it's not too big. Go do it. So I did. And we got Road from Horno almost done. I got a Kickstarter out there, man. It's gonna hit and we'll be golden. We got about $2,800 in the coffer. It's a good thing. But building video games is so much fun. It's way funner than playing video games ever. Do you make video games?
I don't make them. I am very much in the development circle,
Mhm.
as it were. A lot of the people I've talked to are developers, obviously. All up and down the game industry spectrum, I guess you could say. But it is very interesting to see how game development. You don't necessarily think of. Well, most people don't think of how a game is actually built. They just think of playing the game. They don't think of
Yeah.
all of the bells and whistles that go into it. And so as I've, learned what I've learned and being able to see like some people's back ends and how they actually go about doing certain things, like, I mean, you get a newfound respect for people who actually make video games because it's not an easy process whatsoever.
No.
And it's definitely a lot more thought and processes, and things like that that go into it that the average gamer is not even ever going to even think about.
Mhm.
Like, and that's a lot of things about a lot of these games now that get, super big, is that like you'll have a whole subset of players who never even touch certain things in the game simply because of the sheer size of everything. Well, somebody had to make that, somebody had
Mhm.
to put, whether it be a level, whether it be music or, anything, somebody had to do that.
Mhm.
I think it's just a very interesting dynamic as far as,
Mhm.
being able to see the different elements and how game development does fit into that. As far as like your game, so basically talk about your game a little bit more, like introduce it a little bit more, and then we can kind of dive into like details of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 games coming out almost back to back. The one of the game that we're doing the Kickstarter is called Road from Horno. It's like a zombie apocalypse horror shooter that's actually from the Book of Acts. I took a book in the Bible and thought, heck, man, if these dudes can hook and jab like a Marine, and I made this guy a Marine, and he comes back and he's hunting this group of Christians, and he throws a flashbang, gets blinded. Next thing you know, he's like, holy smokes, I'm blind. And the Christians are helping him, like, apply tourniquets and stuff on him. And he's like, why are you helping me? And the guy was like all mad. And this leader that's all ticked off says, because I'm called to, not because I want to. And he starts healing this guy. And then he starts realizing maybe I'm on the wrong side. And he switches teams
Okay.
right mid game. Like, you switch teams and you start protecting the people who you were trying to kill in the early stages. You're trying to hunt them, capture them. You get extra points, if you capture them. If you
Mm-hmm.
kill them, you get in trouble, kind of thing. So to make it kind of more PG
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. And most of the time, you're trying to stop these zombies. So you're just out there
Yeah.
because I originally worked on the original Call of Duty game, the OG Call of Duty. I was one of the actors, and they had us put on these suits and run around, and we were zapping each other with these paintball guns when I was in the Marine Corps. They came out and I was wounded. But I was just recovering, getting ready to go back for my third tour. And they were like, hey, do you want to work on some video games? So I worked on First to Fight and Call of Duty while
Mm.
being a Marine, which is super cool, man.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they probably don't even do that anymore. They probably hire some actors or something at this point. But I mean,
mhm.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, now everything's digital. You don't
Yeah,
even need to put
that too.
capture
Yeah,
seats on it. We've
yeah.
seen so much. So there's a camera now that I'm gonna buy for my studio, Lord willing. That's about 20 grand. It's about the size of a lunchbox, and you set it up. It literally sits there, and it captures every movement that you do, and you don't even have to do anything. And you turn around, you put this thing in the back of you, the front of you, sides, and you get in the middle, and you like load magazines. And it is so accurate that it captures the hair on your hands.
Wow.
How can technology do that? I'm just like, but the thing is these tools, I'm going to college right now, Northwest Vista here in San Antonio, go Wildcats. Dude, it'd be so embarrassing if that wasn't our thing. It's my first semester. Anyways, go Wildcats. That's funny.
No,
You
you
got to keep
good.
that in there. That's
Oh
good
yeah.
stuff. The back end is, I wouldn't say it's too hard to achieve, but there is so much work. If you
Yeah.
think of how a house is built,
Mhm.
every screw on that house had to be put in. Every screw, every nail, every board, every piece of paint, even the dirt comes off humans. I mean, that's a video game in a nutshell. I mean, like, so when you're playing a video game, you see this little rock off to the side, unless you use specific like AI tools,
Mhm.
somebody put that rock there and it's there
Right.
for an intentional purposes.
Yeah.
I used to look at 2D games and think, dude, this would be when I started building, I was like, I'm going to build 2D games because it's so easy. To me, it's honestly, I think harder sometimes to build like 2D games than it is 3D because you got to work with all the colliders. When you're working with Unity, you got to work with colliders and box colliders, circle colliders, whatever, all the different stuff. Where when you're building with like Unreal Engine, we have what's called Blueprint,
Mhm.
where you don't have to use necessary C++. So I encourage you, like anybody, even make a small game. It will make you a better gamer. I promise you, even if you make a small game with Scratch or Godot or something, it'll make you appreciate the art you have in your hand probably a lot more. I can almost promise you because you're gonna see like this artwork and you're gonna go, wow, that took 40 hours to make the main character. It does. The main character, in Stalker 2 took 37 hours to
Hmm.
make one little guy. And you gotta think, that's one little dude.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of guys in that game.
Yeah.
A lot of it you can use AI, but like I said, a lot. So there's this huge controversy, and you hear it all the time now. I'm not going to play a video game that's mostly AI. Well, if that's the case, no one's going to play video games anymore. That's just the truth. Because I went for an interview with a major game company, which I signed an NDA, kind of talked about them earlier. And they said, how do you utilize AI? And I heard that and I was like, I felt this voice in the back of my head, and this old righteousness burn up inside me. I don't use AI. And they said, well, then you're not for us. I will, I promise. And the guy's like, I thought you'd change your tune. He goes, because right now it's about efficiency. It
Yeah.
costs, so you like Grand Theft Auto, you played it. The
Mhm.
new Grand Theft Auto cost $1 billion
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make.
Uh-huh.
A billion with a B.
It's gonna
So
cost us
Grand,
$1 billion to buy it too. It's
Mhm.
gonna it's gonna
Pretty much, bro. I'm gonna have to go give blood and give a kidney just to go buy the game because they're saying it's going to be $79 to $100 to buy the
Yeah.
game, but they're estimating to sell 1 million copies in the first hour of release.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
1 million copies. That's $70. Everyone's like, well, that's like $70 million or $80 million or whatever. And I'm like, it cost $1 billion just to make. It took some dudes 10 years and a team of 5,000 people. 5,000. Well, they had to figure out how to make it smaller. So through the years, they started using this AI inside it. I guess that they've gotten 17 patents. This is just what I heard. They got 17 or something patents, maybe 7. Regardless, a bunch of patents in that game that's going to revolutionize game design that made that game affordable and make it 5 steps to Sunday better. And I'm like, so I utilize AI the best I can on things that I can do that don't to me would matter, like level design. I'll use like Gaia and other things. But most of our stuff in our game was handmade. And it took me about 3 months just to do the levels, just the levels. That's it.
Mhm.
I did solo dev the levels. And then I hired a few guys because I hired guys from our studio believes in love and kindness. So I will hire anybody, any place in the world, gay, straight, north, south, east, west. I don't care if you're a good dude, I'm gonna hire you. If you're a turd bag, I'm getting rid of you. That's it. That simple. I mean, and I was raised the wrong way. I was raised to look at the color of the skin rather than the man's character. I'm not that man. So our studio's based on love, and I hire guys from all over the world, and I get criticized because I have overseas talent that work for me. And my thing is, everybody needs food in their mouth. Everybody
Mhm.
needs a little food in their belly. Yeah, I take care of just American workers, but in my game, it would cost $1.7 million to make a game of the caliber we're making. We're going to do it around 32,000. I mean, apples to oranges,
Yeah.
I can put a lot of people to work with the
Mhm.
saving money that way.
Yeah.
So starving people in starving countries, I've managed to hire, I think, a team of 8.
Okay.
And when they get the wages, they're like, why do you pay me double of what I asked for. I'm like, literally, you're asking for $200 or $300 a month. I feel like in my heart, I'd be stealing from you to pay you $300 a month.
Hmm.
But that's a lot of money here. I'm like,
Yeah.
in your economy, in your dollar. No, we're doubling your pay, dude. When somebody gave you twice the money you asked for, you show up and you say, bro, I need $20 an hour. And they say, no, I'm gonna give you 60.
Yeah.
You're not gonna turn that down. You're gonna work like a wild man. You're gonna be like, I want to be this job forever.
Yeah.
Every Friday we send them money. Even our American workers, we send them enough money they can take their family out to dinner.
Hmm. That's
And
cool.
I do it at surprising time through the week. So it might be Wednesday or whatever, but they know from Wednesday to Friday, they're going to be surprised with a bonus to take their family out. And they
That's
have to
cool.
do it. That's during working hours. We pay for that, pay them during working hours to take their family. And once a month, they get one of those times is just themselves, just to reconnect with themselves, do whatever. And everyone's like, well, how can you afford it? I'm like, well, when you got guys that you're paying like that, they work 3 times the speed
Yeah.
because they appreciate you. So I actually make more money off those guys by paying them more than they ask and blessing them more rather than try to be stingy and steal from them.
You brought up the first one. What was the second one?
A Road from Horno in
Yeah,
the
you
Sword of Autumn,
brought 'em.
like the
Okay.
book series. And it's
Okay.
so cool because as you can tell, I'm a firecracker. I don't need coffee, man. If I had coffee, I'd probably run on the ceiling in this video. So it's not going to be one of the books. So I hate it when people say, well, you didn't follow the book like this. You know, when you watch Harry Potter, the movie, and you read the book, someone will say,
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie or that wasn't in the book. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Like in Lord of the Rings, where was Tom Daffodil or whatever? It's like, well, the book's 30 hours long. How you going to put that in a 2-hour flick? My personal challenge is I think it's the best time in the world to make games because you can get talent that you would never have. A
Mhm.
guy that I'm going to hopefully get on this podcast for you is named Mike Madden. I don't know if you ever had him on here, but he was the lead developer for Call of Duty for like 8 years. He did Call of Duty level design, and he's an amazing dev. Or a couple other guys. Another friend of mine, I'd like to get you guys in touch, but they've been laid off, man. Like
Mhm.
for the longest time, and it's
Yeah.
like they're finding it the best time to be in game dev because it's just such a revolutionary time. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the Great Depression, bro. Like how many amazing things were made out of that. So many advancements in medicine, technology. We're finding that in games. One of the crazy things about our game is we had to make a set of mechanics that are so good, so smooth. Because honestly, if you play a crappy game and you're going to put it on Steam for over $10, it better compete.
Yeah.
It better play smooth. So people that play our game Road from Orno is just like, I can't believe how smooth the mechanics are.
Cool. What is ultimately like, what do you want to accomplish with it? Like, do you want to take it and like be able to, turn it into sequels? What's your thinking around it?
Well, it's gonna have multiple games based off it, like different versions of it. So there's gonna be Road from Horno, and it's basically gonna follow. Uh, it's crazy when I tell people, hey, it's from the Bible and it's a first-person zombie shooter.
Yeah.
I can promise you've never heard of anything like this. And a lot of people are gonna be playing it just to say, "This is cool." I
Yeah.
mean, I can let my kids play it, and it's fun. It's not cheeseball. There's no cheese ball in it where it's like fun. We're gonna be putting it on Steam right now, and it looks like we're probably gonna be on
Epic Store.
yeah, Epic and Steam. We got like 6,000 wish lists in a week. There is an amazing group of guys from the game Stalker 2, my all-time heroes,
Okay.
and some other games, people that have been with Naughty Dog and a few other like huge, massive AAA success games are mentoring guys like me.
What is your workflow as far as like, obviously you're working on games and stuff, but creativity can kind of come from anywhere. How are you putting together all of your ideas and whatnot? Like, are you just simply like taking these ideas, these projects that you already are kind of working on, and then I'm sure you probably have some other projects that you
Mhm.
want to work on. Like, what's next for you? Like, what is it that you want to do as far as like with the games or whatever it is?
Well, I've written 4 books in 5 years. The Sword of Autumn, Fractured Light, Sword of Autumn, Hill Country Dawn. Fighting with the 4th one because 'cause I'm about to release it, but I
Okay.
may change its name, but it's Hill Country Dawn, The Sword of Autumn, and then I'm gonna release about 8 books of that, and I'm gonna work on that game for about 2, 3 years until we get it release worthy, and while doing that one, I'll always have a shooter in the works and a RPG in the works. My
Hmm.
2 favorites. So
Got
a lot of companies are known for their, their huge what they're doing. We're gonna be, as of right now, a shooter, and plus we also release a lot of mobile games as well. Like we
okay.
just did a little mobile game that's released right now. Looks like it's gonna be on Google Store pretty soon. It's called The Raiders. Little side scroller, fun Mario Brothers style game.
Mhm.
And then we got Swampcraft, a dear friend of mine, Scott Jacobs. Excuse me, Scott Jacobs is just an amazing man out of Oregon. He is just one of those guys. He gave me the idea. We co-developed the game. Me and him co-developed the game with a friend, and he directed what's going to happen with it. And he originally is the original developer of the game, and then we took it from like a scratch pad. I can't remember, but we put it into Unity and redeveloped it, made
Okay.
it a lot better and gave it more options and gonna make it bigger. You gotta have stories behind that. So I'm
Yeah.
so hyperactive. I get these story ideas when I write. So I'll put them down on a notepad. I'll tell you what, the iPhone or an Android is the most amazing technology. To say that's what you can go to the moon on
Yeah.
from the 60s and 70s. We had more technology in our hands than they had to go to the moon, which is the
Mhm.
truth. And way more megabytes, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So what I do is I take the notepad. The notepad is just a beautiful thing. I can do voice texting and I write ideas for the book. And the thing is, when you're writing any kind of narration story, I'm more of a narrative designer and a level
Okay.
designer.
Okay.
So what I do is I develop the basic game. I produce like a slice of it,
Mhm.
and then I get other designers to help me, and we expand that like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with the Sword of Autumn. And I don't want the book. Everything you get from us is going to be different than a product that's already out. So
Okay.
if you have a book out, it's going to be different. It's also as a marketing device. Like I said, I hate people saying, like, dude, that's not like your book. you know, I just hate that stuff. So, and I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy. And, but that's pretty much how we do it. But I really encourage guys to use the notepad and even get ideas down. You could be an idea guy and just pitch ideas to guys like me that can actually make them happen. You
Mhm.
never know. You might get an idea guy like me that'll say, it's going to cost me $15,000. Might be a guy that could be a Kickstarter guy.
Mhm.
Everybody has a part in the gaming industry.
Yep.
There's craft services. There's every part. You could be a person that works for a team that all you do is make creativity for the game by cooking or whatever. It's kind of like the
Mhm.
CIA. We got a division everywhere here for you.
Since you writing stories, what about movies? Have you thought about, like, doing film or anything like that, adding to the game and the book?
Well, I got approached by a few guys, but my friend that's like a cousin of the Kendricks brothers asked me about doing a movie. He thinks the Sword of Autumn should be a movie because it takes these 6 broken kids. And a thing I didn't say, and I really wanted to, if anybody out here is listening at any time and you're not okay, it's okay to not be okay.
Mhm.
Don't let someone tell you you gotta fake it till you make it. That's bullshit. That's as far as I'm gonna get with swearing, but that's crap to tell someone, fake it till you make it. Get some help. There's millions of people. Just like I said, there's a place for you in the gaming industry. There's a place in the gaming industry for you with you being broken. Take that brokenness and turn it into something beautiful. Make beauty from ashes. That's the best way, man. For a fire, this is the coolest thing, man. This is the coolest thing a guy told me one time when I was in getting mental health help because I did that. I spent 30 days in a rehab center getting my mind right before I started developing games.
Mhm.
Uh, don't look at it as like I may lose my job. Don't look at it as anything other than your best life is ahead of you. You're living a miserable existence. How much worse could it really get?
Right. Yeah.
Just think of how good it could get. Because
Mhm.
if you're getting help, getting sober, getting whatever you need, getting what you need, not what I need, not him, the dogs, whatever. You can only be the best you. And the best you is going to make the best games. And I'm here to tell you, baby, we're all beautiful. God loves us all. We gotta live our best life.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's pretty cool. Basically, plug yourself. Let people know how they can find the stuff, find you, where they can look at things in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, my name, like I said, I'm Buddy Lee. You can look up Buddy Lee Dobberteen, Pale Rider 5 Games. You can go on Amazon and find my books under Buddy Lee Dobberteen, which is the Sword of Autumn series. I got to give all glory to plug myself, to plug God, just because without him, I'd be nothing.
Yeah.
And my wife, my beautiful wife, has put up with so much garbage from me and she kicks me in the butt when I need it. Facebook, reach out to us. We're real people. We'll actually reach back. You're not going to get a bot.
Yeah.
You'll get Franklin, maybe. Franklin's my community manager, Franklin Callis. We also do graphic design and all kinds of killer stuff.
Okay.
We got one of the best graphic designers that work for us, but we also build games for other people. So if you got a game idea, pitch it to me.
Huh.
If you're hearing this, pitch it to me. It's a good chance we can make that game.
Cool.
I want to thank my mentors, Scott Jacobs, Scott Adams, one of the godfathers of video game design. We have a Bible study every Monday. And just thank you so much.
Cool.